also from my side, a very, very warm welcome to this third international conference on the SIATE Erasmus Plus project, which goes under the name Community Empowerment through Entrepreneurial Education. And these are really the two key concepts I think you need to keep in mind all during the day: community empowerment and entrepreneurship education. Now, Sedl has already said everything that is to be known about me, I guess. I could tell all my life, but time is running out. But let me perhaps also just add that it is a bit of a very emotional thing, because Sedl and I know each other for quite some time, and we have spent like 2 decades scratching our head, wondering if we ever managed to work together on some kind of project. And when Sergio called me a few months ago to ask whether I could do this moderation, I knew that this moment had finally arrived. And I'm telling you about Sergio and me also because it somehow matters for what we're doing here today. Because we met in Paris during an Erasmus year in 1995. Wow. That might be ancient history for some in the room, but here we are, still and again working on Erasmus projects. And well, I had planned to tell you all kinds of anecdotes on how we spent our time, our Erasmus time in Paris, rather partying than going to university, but I think I'd rather cut it because time is running out. And let me just perhaps walk you quickly, such as already done, but very quickly through the day and say a word or two on what my job will be here today. So for the day, well, we kick off with a few very short speeches, a bit of background on the SIATE project by the people who are actually working on the project. And the second part will be longer speeches, 6 speeches on examples where entrepreneurial education has really made an impact on communities, mostly here in Italy. And after that, we also wanted to allow for questions after the speeches, but we can't afford, seeing that the program is very, very densely packed, we can't afford a Q&A session after each individual speech. So what we're going to do is that we take questions after the 6 longer speeches. We'll have like half an hour for that. In the middle of those speeches, there will be a coffee break, and afterwards there will be a lunch break. But before the lunch break, and there will be questions, and Marco Serra will introduce the workshops of the afternoon. Marco is already here. He is doing the graphical recording of the speeches and the discussion in the morning, which will serve as inspiration, I guess, for the workshops in the afternoon. I also said I'm going to say a word or two on what my job is. My job is to do a bit of chit-chat here and introducing people, but mostly to keep an eye on the timing. And I plan to be dead serious about it, and I plan to make the joke that that's because I'm German. And anyway, I see that this is already a lost battle, so it will rather be you see me fighting sort of Don Quixote fight, or like reminding people of their timing, and I'm not looking at anybody in specific, of course. But anyway, the timing issue, the program is really, really densely packed, and I'm joking about it a bit, but it is also a bit serious. I would like to tell you 2 things. One, for the speakers, really, I appreciate immensely, and I think at the end of the day, everybody will appreciate if you could stick to the timing. For those speaking 20 minutes, I will give you a sign after 15 minutes, which means please conclude within the 5 minutes that are left when you're here. And the densely packed program and my timing obsession also means that for everybody in the audience, when we go for the breaks, for the coffee break and the lunch break later, please be back on time afterwards. And this is not only because I'm German, it's also because very simply every minute we're late because of the speaker speaking longer or because we come later from the breaks goes at the end either at the expense of another speaker or at the expense of the question and answer session, or it will make all our day longer and longer and longer, and I guess in the afternoon you'll all be longing for another walk through Rome or a aperitivo at the end. So take that really, really, really seriously.